Hello, Panthers, and welcome to the penultimate episode of PTV.
Wow, I can't believe we're so close to the end.
I know, it felt like just yesterday I was a small little lad anchoring his first episode of PTV.
All right, Noah, on to the announcements. If you are interested in being part of PTV for next year, another audition date has been added because of testing. The auditions will be held on May 30th in Mr. Grimes' room, C20. Applications must be completed prior to the audition and can be picked up in the office or in C20. You should really join PTV. We had so much fun this year.
Definitely. For those of you who purchased a yearbook, yearbooks will be available for pickup May 23rd through 25th outside of B9 at 7:30, lunch and after school.
On another note, Jason has met up with 3 athletes who have committed to college to continue pursuing their sports career. With the remaining episodes of PTV, we will take a look into each of these athletes' lives. For the second episode, Jason met up with Lexi Bolanos. Let's check it out.
I started running track when I was 7 years old, so about 3rd or 4th grade, and I ran up until 8th grade, kind of doing sprints and field events at the time because my friends were doing it at school, so I just thought it'd be fun. I was also playing soccer, and so I was doing those two for about 5-6 years. And then when I got to 8th grade, my parents kind of sat me down and wanted me to decide between track or soccer so I could commit myself to one of those sports. And at the time I was really interested in high jump and I was kind of invested in that, so I picked that. And then I decided to join cross country in the summer, even though I had never run like more than 2 miles in my entire life. I remember I entered into our first race. We were racing at UCSB, and about a mile in, I'd had a pain that was bothering me for the last week, but I thought it was just a soreness. I just felt this sharp pain shoot up my foot, and I knew something was wrong. I finished out the course, but I just remember stepping off the finish line and I knew that it wasn't something that I was just gonna get over quickly. And it turns out I had a stress fracture in my left foot, which ultimately put me out for the whole season. Okay, so coming off of cross country, being injured and out all season, that was really tough mentally, just because I knew how important the season was for me, for recruiting purposes, knowing I wanted to run in college. But I had really supportive teammates and coaches and family that helped me get through it. And so we were really diligent with making sure that I was going to physical therapy 3 to 4 times a week, making sure I was getting lots of rest, icing, and doing all the things that my doctors were telling me to do to make sure I could come back stronger and better than before. So I trained really hard with my team. We put in a lot of miles over the summer, stayed really positive and motivated, and just helped encourage each other. And I knew leaving high school that I wanted to finish off with a Marani League championship with my team, and ultimately we were able to do that, which was a really great accomplishment after my injury. Ultimately, I decided I wanted to stay in California because I've lived here my whole life and this is just where I wanted to be. And so I started taking my recruiting trips in March. Once I visited UC Davis, I knew that's where I felt like I belonged. The team was just so supportive and welcoming, and the coaches were great, and the school was really good for my major. So I was just super excited, and I remember coming home and just telling my parents, like, I know where I want to go. I'm Lexi Bolanos, and I'm going to UC Davis.
Thank you, Jason, and congrats, Lexi, on your commitment. Hey, Caitlin, do you know Gus Walkbritt?
He sounds familiar.
Well, he just finished writing his first novel, and I was able to talk to him about the process of writing it.
Hi everyone, my name's Gus Walkbritt, and I just wrote my first book. It's called The Old Folks Home. It's a tragic fiction piece, and it's about 2 police officers. It opens with one of the police officers who was just recently paralyzed, going under the care of the other police officers. So it's 2 good friends, and it's kind of like more than meets the eye to the situation. Basically, the friend takes care of the other friend to atone for some wrongs, and then the rest of the story ensues. All in all, the book's about 150 pages. So for me, writing, it's definitely a way to manifest just whatever I'm feeling on a given day into something creative and something real. And when I was initially writing this book, I wasn't going through like the best of times. And then I was also reading Shakespeare's Hamlet on top of that. And Hamlet, if you guys have read it, I don't know. It's a wonderful tragedy. So I wanted to manifest what I was feeling into the book while also creating something like Hamlet that is believable in a modern context, if that makes sense. So I don't necessarily have a creative ritual. That said, if I experienced something throughout the day that I just wanted to like put into writing, I would write like 20 pages. But for instance, if I just had like a dry, normal day, I wasn't really feeling inspired, I just wouldn't really write at all. So the creative process, like I said, I didn't have a ritual, but it sort of came down to just what happened that day and what I was in the mood for. I do have eventual plans to publish my book. I was thinking about self-publishing, but I'm realizing like the more I look into publishing, the less I actually know about publishing. So there's a lot I gotta figure out, a lot I gotta know. But eventually, I'd like to get this book published. And if not this book, then another book, yeah.
Congrats to Gus for completing his first book. We all can't wait to read it.
Just a reminder, short films are due for the PTV Film Festival on June 4th. The videos must not be longer than 10 minutes long and shared with Francis Gress's email account. We hope you can all come to the festival on June 6th at 6 p.m. in the PAC.
Well, that's all we have for today.
I'm Noah Verov.
And I'm Caitlin Henderson
See you on Friday.
for our last episode.